Sure. I volunteered to help organize the event tonight. We've been organizing an event every year on the anniversary of the invasion. And MoveOn's focused on doing a vigil type event. We feel like there's many people that just want to solemnly witness the tragedy of this war. And in some ways that can be a more powerful statement to some people. There's a total paucity of coverage of the war, the cost of this war. That's the big theme for the vigil this year. We are spending so much in Iraq that we're never going to be able to address the problems that we have here at home.
When did you decide you were against the war, or what led you to?
Before we went there.
What were your reasons for that?
What were our reasons for that? Basically because we knew that Iraq had no weapons of mass destruction, and that's come out to be true. We knew that they posed no direct threat to us, and that came out to be true. We knew that, our ability to make Iraq a democracy was limited at best. That's come out to be true. 150,000 Iraqis have died, and that's by the most conservative World Health Organization estimate. Many other groups have estimated the amount at more like 500,000. Everyone in the middle class in Iraq has left if they have any money to do it. We've utterly destroyed that nation. We should never have gone in. Every reason that the administration gave for going there has been a lie. So I was against it before we went, and I'm against it now.
Here's the first story from Mary in Kentucky. I'm from Tennessee. I'm her neighbor. Her husband is a sergeant in the Army, currently deployed in Iraq. The emotional and physical stress of being the spouse of a deployed soldier is more than just hard work. It's intense and traumatic.
I've been over here 6 times. In fact, I'm writing this email from Iraq now. I'm not in a conventional army unit that does 15-month rotation. But I've been to Iraq 6 times for 7 to 9 months. Is Iraq more important than our own family?
Montana. Her son is an Army specialist serving in Iraq, Dolores says. We need to end this war as soon as all our soldiers are home safely. My son was in Iraq for the beginning of the war until his 4 years were up. Then this summer, we received a letter from our president pressing him back into service under penalty of prison for not complying with a presidential order. He was diagnosed with PTSD and other disabilities after the first tour in Iraq. Now he is back again with the same disabilities.
At least.
So what would you say?
We're about 250 to 300. We're trying to get an estimation of how many people we think showed up.
Well, 200 signed up, around 200 signed up, but many said they were bringing a friend, so you never know.
I was thinking at least, 300.
And what brings you out to the vigil specifically?
I'm ready to see the war end. I never thought I'd be here 5 years later, but here we are.
And have you been against the war from the beginning, or?
Yeah.
And do you go out to many events like this, or is this?
I don't. This is actually the first actual rally that I've been to.
And what drove you to do that?
I just heard on Democracy Now!, the radio show, they were playing clips from the Winter Soldiers testifying about their experiences, and I felt like if they could do that, I could at least come out here tonight.
And what are your views sort of like on the anti-war movement in general? I mean, do you think they're like in
I want to know where it is. I want to know where it is. I haven't seen it. I've even been in Crawford with Cindy Sheehan, and I don't know where the anti-war movement is. I was part of it during Vietnam, and I don't understand why, frankly, I don't understand why millions of people haven't filled every street in the country. So I want to know where it is.
But even when we do, like the march in Washington, D.C.
It was huge.
It was huge, and it's a blip. It's like, oh, there's those crazies again.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the turnout tonight, the event? How do you see
It was really great. I'm really glad. I mean, we've almost reached the turnout we had at last year's event, and it seems like folks are more interested in doing more participation. So each time we have an event, we get more volunteers sign up to help organize. So we're continuing a growth of a movement. It feels good.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Democracy.
Become a Docublogger. Log on to Docubloggers.org to share your opinions and story ideas, or get out your camera and create your own docublog.